Liv Morgan was just arrested this week, and the full details have been revealed. So we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out Roman Reigns crowning his next successor, Mercedes Mone news, and much more. Starting off with news of Liv Morgan's arrest, because the official arrest report was just released. Liv Morgan was pulled over and stopped by Florida police on December 14th after they spotted her making a traffic violation of going over double yellow lines. The arrest report says that once they were near the car to go over the traffic violation, they smelt a strong smell of marijuana. The officer then reportedly found a small plastic bag containing marijuana and a vape pen containing an oil-like substance, which was tested and also found to be marijuana. Liv Morgan was booked into Sumter County Jail and released in under 3 hours after posting a $3,000 bond. She was charged with marijuana possession, not more than 20 grams, a first-degree misdemeanor, and possession of a synthetic cannabinoid, a third-degree felony, jail records showed. The charges carry a punishment of up to 1 year in jail and a maximum fine of $1,000, according to the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. It's also important to note that synthetic cannabinoids are strictly prohibited under WWE's substance and drug testing policy for its performers as well. Liv's charge in the state of Florida is looked at as a felony case. Her scheduled court is allegedly February 12th, while she'll have to plead either guilty or not guilty. So that'll be a very important situation to keep a very close eye on. There's also some very big news going around with Mercedes Mone that has fans jumping with rumors and speculation. Right when Mercedes was in the middle of recovering from her ankle surgery in mid-2023, it appeared to be clear that Mercedes and AEW were working on some sort of agreement. Mercedes was shown in the AEW crowd at a big event, and all signs and rumors appear to be pointing in the direction that AEW signed Mercedes, and how she'll be working for the company as soon as she was cleared to compete. Well, Mercedes is training again and appears to be extremely close to being cleared to compete, but there's been some massive change to what everyone thought was her immediate future plans in the ring. Reports claim that whatever deal or conversation that Mercedes and AEW had on the table to work with each other is no longer the case, and she won't be signing or working with AEW as soon as she's returning to compete again. So that has fans wondering, what exactly does this mean for Mercedes' future? And if she's not going to AEW, where is she going after all? Well, there's a lot of fans out there that are hoping and pushing the narrative of a Sasha Banks return at the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble. Despite all the issues between herself and WWE, fans seem to be feeling good and feeling positive about that return having a chance to happen because of what we just saw take place with CM Punk. Punk and WWE were absolutely at war with each other for a decade. Lawsuits, jabs at each other, everything you could think of, and somehow they were able to squash all of that. So if they were able to rekindle with CM Punk of all people, then rekindling with Sasha Banks definitely appears to be in the realm of possibility. It's still very much a long shot to take place, but the fact that she's nearing 100% and the AEW deal is no longer on the table, it definitely has fans wondering if a return to WWE could be next for Sasha Banks. After days of speculation, WWE confirmed that Charlotte Flair will be out of action for at least 9 months with her knee injury. WWE never specifically gave the details of what type of injury Charlotte Flair is suffering from, but considering it was a knee injury, and they're now saying a 9-month recovery, if you put all the pieces together, it sounds like what everyone feared it would be, and that's a torn ACL. Which is just horrifying to get because the recovery time basically takes a whole year of your career. So it looks like Charlotte Flair won't be eligible and healthy to return to the ring until the final months of 2024, right around a September-October 2024 return for Charlotte Flair. Maybe if they find a non-wrestling role for her, she could return sooner, sort of like what they've done with Dakota Kai over the last few months. But as far as her being cleared to compete, you're looking at late 2024 return for Charlotte Flair. The December 15th edition of SmackDown featured the long-awaited return of Roman Reigns, and as usual, his return brought up a lot of interesting storyline continuations. Obviously, the topic of who will be the next tribal chief has been a very popular topic of conversation amongst the bloodline in recent months. Originally, the honor was supposed to go towards Jey Uso, but Jey obviously didn't want to have it handed down and promised to him. He wanted to actually pin Roman Reigns and defeat him for the honor, but he lost that match. Jimmy Uso then came back to the bloodline and started acting like he was the next tribal chief in charge of all bloodline operations, but it was obviously unofficial. So Roman is talking about getting ready to announce a successor, and we see Jimmy getting very hyped up because he feels like he's the only option and that Roman will pick him. But then Roman told Jimmy to come over and congratulate Solo Sikoa for being next in line to be the tribal chief. Jimmy was obviously surprised and disappointed by that decision by Roman Reigns. Now, when it comes to a tribal chief successor, can we actually trust that Roman is willing to pass on the position to someone else? Well, by family rule, he probably has to pick a successor. So he's kind of forced to do it. But knowing the character himself, it's very unlikely that he'll just happily hand over the role to another family member. Roman's entire bloodline reign so far has been about manipulating his family members into helping him, but even protecting his throne from them as well, and always looking over his shoulder at them. So sure, he's crowning Solo as the upcoming next tribal chief, but it can just turn out to be Roman's classic way of gaslighting his family and buying himself more time of them being loyal to him. Roman probably figured that if Solo knows he's next in line, that Solo wouldn't act weird anymore and would patiently wait and serve him until the time comes. So Solo is happy for the time being, but you now have Jimmy Uso sort of being where he was at a few months ago, basically being the forgotten family member of the bloodline again. But that obviously isn't the biggest issue for the bloodline right now, because they're absolutely surrounded by big threats. You've got LA Knight, Randy Orton, and now AJ Styles, who are all gunning for Roman Reigns and the bloodline for their own respective reasons. You could argue that in the timeline of events, Randy Orton comes first. Orton was taken out by Roman and the bloodline way back in May 2022, and he's just coming back right now. And then comes AJ Styles. AJ didn't like how Jimmy disrespected Mia Yim, so AJ came after them and was even going to team up with John Cena to take out the bloodline, but they brutally attacked AJ Styles, and that was the reason he's been out of action since September. So in AJ's absence, LA Knight stepped up to help Cena out with the bloodline. LA Knight would then earn his title match against Roman Reigns, but has still been out for revenge on the bloodline since they cheated to win at Crown Jewel. So as usual, Roman has his own little family issues going on, but he now has a three-headed monster of main event threats to look out for. And AJ Styles appeared to have turned heel as well during his return by attacking LA Knight. So we'll just have to see if that's a full heel turn for AJ Styles, or if he's just a bit frustrated that LA Knight took the spot that he's supposed to have himself. Despite Roman having 3 potential challengers right now, it just seems like Randy Orton is still the most fitting opponent for Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. Maybe AJ Styles and LA Knight could feud with each other, and that's how they get temporarily written out of the bloodline situation for the time being. So we'll have to see where Roman Reigns' story goes to next. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.